Hello and welcome to the simulation session, and in this simulation session I will be doing the back testing on 3x speed. I will not fast forward candles, and uh, I am trying to basically increase the execution time and processing time of patterns, and let's see if I am successful in doing so. And at the end of video, after the recording is produced, I will go through the recordings and try to see what I have missed and things like that. So the whole idea for this video is to increase the execution time and sustained focused for trading period from 13 hour to 18 or 1800 hours. So first of all, I will move forward to the next day. Today is Wednesday, which is probably high volume days, and now I am trying to increase my focus and increase my execution time. First of all, I will quickly go through monthly time frame to see what the price is presenting us. And if I look at monthly, the first candle moved up and next moved down, and we are in this maybe a sport is created at this point. And if I go at weekly, yeah, the sport is created, but we are also heading towards the resistance at 1834, which is around 82 pips away. So I need to look at daily. In daily there is probability that we can continue pushing up till 1846. But the issue in daily time frame is that the previous four daily bars are bullish, which may mean that price can continue move down to create a support and then resume the uptrend. But for now, I need to see what will happen, and the daily candle has already broken above previous daily candle high. So maybe the daily candle will flip bearish based on the fact that there is no support formation in previous 200 pips of move, and we are also approaching this area. Maybe we can push down. And if I look at H4 time frame, in if I see at H4, there are small body H4 candles, which basically means that we are in consolidation. We need to break above 1829 for a potential move till 1834 in weekly time frame, and 1844 in daily time frame, 1842 in daily time frame, which is around 120 pips away. But I can also anticipate that we can push down to create a support and then continue pushing up in later in Asian or in late New York session. So let's start. Now all I need to do is adjust the speed to 5x and lower this. The daily candle has already broken above previous daily candle high and then moved down, and I can see that at one time frame also, if we move below 1824, we can target this 30 pips of range, and our balance, starting balance is 1246. I need to see how much is this balance at the end of the day. And if I look at M5 M1, basically I'm ready to move forward. Alright, there is no next bar, previous bar setup I need to execute right away. So the whole idea is to retain our focus till at least 1800 hours or maybe 1900 hours if there is volume and I am anticipating some price action. And now I need to Wait, I am just trying to focus. We need to break above H4 candle highs to continue pushing up in this 124 pips of range. And yes, the whole idea is the whole purpose of doing this these simulation sessions is that the excellent trades that appear usually don't give us enough time to execute on, and the rest of trades that are present in market all the times are not very good trades. So I'm trying to capture those type of trade, because in demo I already always capture those moves, but in real trading I am unable to capture those moves. So the M5 candle is now closed. The previous H1 candle closed with no wick at the low, which means that there is no range for next candle to move down, but we are also in a consolidation zone. This consolidation zone is around 21 pips, and I also need to see if there is news today. Yeah, there is news at 1700 hours, and yeah, other than that we are good. There is CPI news tomorrow, so yeah. The H1 candle is breaking below previous H1 candle low, and there is a little to no volume in M1 time frame, and yeah, at this point I'm just waiting. And as per the rules, I am only allowed to take 3 trades a day. So I only am allowed to take a maximum of 3 trades. I am for now I am looking for sells below 1825 and buys above 1829. But I can also execute in this range, but I need some sort of confirmations for that. And if we break below this M5 candle low, can I execute sells? And yeah, I want to execute sells, but the M1 time frame, I don't like M1 time frame, but still we need to. I will set up this sell stop. Yes. We as this is the last 1 minute of the candle, I will delete this sell stop and I will wait for this candle to close, M5 candle to close. In M15 I can spot some sort of volume, and M5 candle closed with no wick at the low, but that trade setup is invalid because for that trade setup to work out we need high volume in M1 time frame. So and yeah, we are still in a range for now. The idea is to maintain focus. M15 at this point is creating a support. M30 candle is bearish. Now if we break below previous M30 candle low, which is also M5 candle low, I will execute sell position, although there is no range to left. But just by visualizing M15 candles, there is probability we can move down, and also I only have three chances to execute a trade. So if I look at H4, H4 still was unable to break below 1825, but almost 2 hours left in this H4 candle to close. So at this point H4 candle is not giving us enough information, and this M15 candle is only 5 minutes old. We are waiting for at least one M5 candle to close. At this point I will execute a position, but the idea becomes but there is still this range which price needs to break below in order for me to execute another position for this range of 28 pips, but the range is not enough. and in H1 and H4 we are breaking below previous areas, and in M1 the thing is I need to wait a little bit. If the price break below above this area, above my entry point, this is where I will close half. Yeah, at this point I need to close half and set stop loss. Set a stop loss in this area, and yeah. No, and I lost around 3 US dollar, around 3 pips of loss in this trade. But the whole idea is it's not about losses, it's about the emotional disaster that comes with the losses. So the trade wasn't technically right. The reason being 3 M15 candles are dropping, and but we are still in a range, so I can't execute based on M5 candle in a range. So that was my mistake, and now I need to just wait. And I will clip my videos to where there is high uh, where there is high movement, or where I take the trades, and that videos will be of importance. And I need to see in H1 we are dropping, in M5 we are dropping, in M15 we are dropping, but we are approaching a support zone at 1824 area. We need to see how the price action reacts below this support at 1824, and I will execute at that point, and I will not execute, not trade this range. This is like 10 pips of range. Below this area we have 32 pips of range. If the volume is with us, we can even push in the 72 pips of range. Yeah, 40, 50 and maybe 72 pips of range. On the other hand, for buys, in order for buys to work out, I need prices to break above at least 1828 area, which is also previous daily candle high. And yes. If I look at M1, we are creating this sort of price action, and as we are approaching towards an important area, we are creating this price action in M1. M15 candle is about to close in 6 minutes. I have executed this trade in an anticipation that these wicks, these M15 wicks and these M30 and H1 wick maybe is a trap for prices, a trap for sellers, and we may continue to push up in this 20 pips of range. The range is although not enough, but I have still executed, and this is like 6 pips of stops below these wicks. But as it is low volume times, we may not continue to push up, or we may starts to consolidate. So this is the idea I need to take care of. And also, this is the sort of price action in which the trade works out after a longer period of time. I usually need to hold this trade for almost 1 hour. And yeah, the whole idea behind this trade is, if I look at daily time frame, the daily time frame is bullish. There was probability that we may not break below this daily candle low and continue to push up. It was based on that fact, and M15 candles broke below previous M15 lows. We are still respecting this uptrend. So that's how I executed this trade. And if I look at H4, there was also a thing that the current H4 candle break below previous H4 candle low and tested this area. In my opinion, it was a test, that's why I executed. But remember, although we are in a little bit of profits, around 5-6 pips, but this trade can still go against me, and I will be okay in that case. And it is my first trade for the day, and I am allowed to take 2 more trades before I will end this day. And I hope to take profitable trades, but it is not always about profits. It is about taking the trade which is right as per your system, accurate entry and accurate exits. It's all about that. And now the H1 candle is still just opened, and we are moving up without creating a lower wick, which may be a concern. But this H1 candle is only 2 minutes old. In my opinion, if price is respecting this area, then we shouldn't break below this area. And if I look at M M15. If I look at price in more details, I can see we are respecting this uptrend except for this area where prices break below previous M15 lows and then push up. So in my opinion, this may be a fake out. This was the whole idea the trade was executed on, but anything can happen still. There is a probability that I can lose this trade and I should be okay with the outcome of trade. So in the first 5 minutes we moved up, we didn't created a lower wick for this H1 candle, so maybe we can create lower wick in coming candles, but I will see how to exit on this trade. So I am also monitoring this M1 trend. So the whole idea is that I can't trade this M5 breakout above previous M5 candle high. The reason being small range to left, and I have seen that breakouts usually don't work in these scenarios where there is consolidation, and we have done fake out because usually prices do another fake out. So we are 23 minutes down into this live stream, and I have seen that my mind is already trying to run from this concentrated work, and that is the whole point of these simulations, to increase the concentration and focus duration, because in trading I have seen that we will usually consolidate for hours before a 2 to 5 minutes of trade. So in order to capture those trades, those 2 to 5 minutes of trade, I need to practice hard and very hard in order to capture those sort of trades. But sometimes there were so many algorithms involved in those trades that I can't even there wasn't even time for us to press buy or sell button, like 5 seconds of move, and even if we do push those buttons we will get a huge slippage which basically ends the trade in a very bad position. There is high volatile news event coming on on at 1700 hours, and I have seen that when there is consolidation, a news event like that usually push the price, and we are still respecting this H1 candle high, low. So I just need to be patient for now, and I need to keep focused and concentrated for now. Although the price is consolidating in this M1 time frame, but I need better confirmations to exit my position. And although we are up, I am up around 12 pips, but I am not looking at that because it's not about money. I want to get the best trade with better exit. Even if I break above previous M5 candle highs, I will not be interested in these buys. I haven't executed this buy because M5 buy because we are in, first of all we are in consolidation, and second, the we are breaking above in last 1 minute, and the third thing is there is consolidation even in M1 time frame. So I will just be waiting because I have seen that whenever we are in this sort of price action, breakouts usually don't work, and if I need to execute a trade in this setup, I will rather take it based on M15 time frame by placing buys in here and keeping the stop loss below previous M15 candle low. So those trades usually works out. Now at this point we have broken below the trend line in M1 time frame, but price is creating another trend line. So I will be waiting in here. I am around 30 minutes down into this simulation session, but I need to be focused. I am still anticipating the same buys above 1829, and so at this point M30 candle is closing with a rejection of around 4 pips, and maybe the fake out that I traded has already over, and maybe in the next M30 candle we break below previous M30 candle low and move down and start our downtrend. But for now we are not sure about that, and I can't execute a sell position right now. I have executed this by position based on number of factor. First of all, there was a trend in M15 time frame in today daily candle, and in H4 we are bullish, in daily we are bullish, so I anticipated that trade and executed on that. But for this sell trade there are no enough confirmations for now, so I will not execute this sell trade. I will just take my stop loss below this area, and I will be good with that. In the meantime, as the video is getting too long and it may be another 1 hour, so I am creating notes for myself so that I can quickly go through notes in case I was unable to watch full video. I should go through these notes. We have broken below that M1 trend line, and now we are also breaking below M1 support, but I will not execute sells. I will only execute sells below 1825 or below this area, but I need to look at price action once price reaches there. For now I am only in buys, and I am not break evening my position. My stop loss is still around 8 pips. Alright, if I look at M30, the M30 candle has closed with a rejection, and on next M30 candle we have created an upper wick first in first 5 minutes, and now we are breaking below M30 low, which is concerning. So in my opinion, if we break below previous M30 candle low, we can continue pushing down. That is simple. And H1 candle is also turning bearish. The previous H1 candle, although does a fake out, but it wasn't a very good fake out because the body of H1 candle is there is no body of H1 candle, and now we moved up, we created a rejection. M30 candle is breaking below previous M30 candle low, so at this point there is very high probability for prices to continue pushing down, and in my opinion prices have already completed the task of gathering some buyers in the range, and then we are dropping and then starts to drop. Now I will just wait. I am looking to execute sells below 1825 area. There is volume in M1 time frame. Now I will delete everything. So the price action that I have read, that H1 candle is turning bearish and M30 candle breaking below previous M30 candle low. In future I should be like creating a situation in my mind where I should be visualizing these things in advance in order to execute fast on them. Like, although it is only 8 pips of move, I should, and the fast execution may not help a lot in today's market condition, but it will make a hell lot of difference in trending market conditions. And if I look at M1 time frame, it seems like we are again creating a support, You know what? I have made a mistake of closing my trade early. I should have taken my complete stop. That's why I have re-executed that trade. I will not close my trade. I will not close my trade just by looking at one candle going against me. So when I executed this trade, I knew that the price action to move up wasn't very trendy and we may push down in this range. But when the price came in this range, I got FOMO and I got afraid. That's why I closed that trade. But in future, I will not do that. So I consider this as first trade. That is mistake on my end by closing my trade early. I should have waited for my stop loss to get hit. So now H M30 candle break below previous M30 candle now and is now pushing up, but I need to see how this M30 candle will close. And H1, there is no information in H1, but high volatile news event is coming in around 2 hours at 1700 hours, so I need to wait. Maybe I can get some good execution. Now the M5 candle has created a upper wick and now moved down, which essentially means that this thing is a liquidity grab for prices to keep pushing down. And yeah, I am okay with the loss because I knew in advance that if we are to move up, we should respect this area. There is nothing in this area, so the stop loss in this region is not right. And we are creating in M5 rejections, and there is probability that we can push down, but I am totally okay with that. I am 40 minutes down into this simulation session, and I can now feel that my mind is little bit slowing down, and concentration and focus level is decreasing as compared to it was around 40 minutes ago. But I am trying my best to keep my mind active. I am doing this simulation at 5x speed. It should be x5 in real time, yeah, rather than ticks. Yeah, now it is at 5x speed. Yeah, we are moving up. This is M1 candle, and H1 candle is about to close. H1 candle. Now the idea becomes how I will execute a trade above 1829 area, and H1 candle is about to close in M15. We don't have any clue. In M13 there is nothing. In M1 there is nothing. So moving up with lot of speed. So these are like 7 minutes of trade. So these are 7 minutes I am looking to trade in an entire day. So in order to capture these 7 minutes, I need to be very accurate and be very focused to capture these trades. Like I see that there was trade at 1828 buys above. Just by looking at volume, there was probability we can continue pushing all the way up, but I missed that trade. So at this point it's not about profits. I will just go back in time and I will do these 5 minutes again. Now I need to see these M1 candles. Just patience. Now there is lot of volume, so my whole focus will shift towards M1 time frame rather than these higher time frame in high volatile news. And as we may create buys in here, we have not broken above the highs for now. If the H1 candle closes above those highs, there is very high probability for prices to keep pushing up. Let's wait for these. H1 candle ha hasn't broken. No, 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 no. Wait a second. Close this trade. Now the H1 candle is about to close in 1 minute, okay? And if I look at, I need to close above 1828.500 for me to potentially execute a trade. But if I look at M1 time frame, this is only a 20 pips of range, so maybe we can spike up and grab the liquidity before moving down. So there is no way I could have captured this trade. There is no way. If the H1 candle has closed above this area, then maybe I would be able to capture this trade, but for now there is no way for me to capture this trade. We have even a small gap, and now I will wait for a few more minutes. Now I knew that the trend is bullish, but we are moving up in line with higher time frame trend. So now the idea becomes, how can I execute a trade? But this is like a 55 pips of move already in our direction. Now we are up 54 pips. Now at this point I need to see where should I take profit around 1835 area. And if I look at H1, 1835, 1837, yeah, 1837 area I will take my profits, or I will manage my stop loss in smaller time frame. Like my stop loss is below this M5 candle low, which is around 45 pips. So there is a rejection in M5 time frame. Now I need to see how the current M5 candle will close in order to maybe we are creating a lower wick. for prices to capture a liquidity and keep pushing up. At this point I will break even my position. My stop loss is around in this area, and I am planning to hold on to this trade. So the M5 candle has closed bearish, and we have rejected around 30 pips from the top, but I will not exit my position now because it will be very difficult for me in real time to take profit at 1832 area. So I will just wait. Now as the high is created in M5 time frame, I will close half of my trade once we reach 1832 area, and I will let the other half run. As I know that we are bullish, we have broken above important area. There is probability once we break above we can continue pushing up. And if I look at M1 time frame, I will execute a position based on M1 time frame. Yeah, if price drop till 1829 area, I will execute a position. Yeah, I want to execute position. Wait a second. Yeah, right in here. I have executed another position. This is my stop loss around 20 pips, and I am anticipating prices to keep pushing up. M15 candle has already closed. Now I am just waiting. In my anticipation, this is not the high created for price to reverse the direction. If we approach till 1832 area, I will close 75% of my positions. Alright, and yeah, we are good for now. Now we need to wait, and in at the on the other hand, I also need to observe what could go wrong in this trade. And it is okay to lose as long as I didn't miss any details. It is okay for me to lose, but if I miss any single detail, that will be punishable. Approach towards 1832 area, I will close 75% of my position. Other than that, I'm good. And M15 candle has created a lower wick first, and there is high volume, and I am anticipating prices to reach till 1835 for 25% of my position, and I will close 75% of position at 1832. But I need to wait for now. At this point I am anticipating a danger that if we break below this area, we may continue moving down all the way down, but we didn't. So 1832 is approached at this point. Now at this point I will be closing 50%, 70% of my positions. 75%, 75% of close partial, 75%, and 75. percent. I will close my position at 1832, 75%. Yeah, here. Now I will let the rest run towards 1835 and 1837 area based on H1 time frame. And on the other hand, I will take stop loss below this range 1828.811. Let me adjust my stop losses here, and here. Now I am good, but the whole idea is if I look at M15 time frame, we are creating some sort of resistance at 1832 area, but in M15 time frame. So if I look at it objectively, in this consolidation, if when we move above this area, this is only 35 pips of move, and now the issue becomes, is there probability that we can reject just by moving 32 pips once we break above important zone? So there is probability that we can create a high, but I have seen that highs are usually created at 1600 hours in 25 minutes from now. So I will wait for that area. If my SL get hit, I am okay with that. And I have news event at 1700 hours. It is usually a low volatile event, but if we are consolidating for the day, this low impact news usually creates a move for the day. So I am just waiting. So the whole idea is I have waited for so long. Almost I have waited 2 hours to get this move, which is around 50 pips. To get this move, it's not about pips, it's about candle. I have waited 2 hours to get this 7 minutes of trade. So this is how the forex works. You will wait a lot to get few minutes of trade. If I am able to capture those type of setups, those trades, then I will be profitable. If not, I will be lost forever. Now the M30 candle has moved all the way down. I still don't believe that we have created a high, and I may be wrong in my anticipation, and I am looking to execute. How can I execute a position to for this 32 pips of range? I also need to look at this area. Let me explain why. Once I was in profit, I took two trades. Both of those trades went in profit. there was a resistance formation in M1 time frame. I should have taken this risk, but this is the type of setups that I have seen yesterday in news candles, but those news candles formed in line with the higher time frame trend. So this trade is also valid in the sense that we are consolidating for previous 4 H4 candles, so there was probability that we can break above and then move down to fill this entire range. So this was an other trade setup that I missed for today. Now even if we break up, create a support in here and break below the support, I am not willing to execute a trade because in H1 we are closing in a way that I don't like, and in M1 it seems like we have retested this area. So as it is my last trade for the day, I will execute in here, but I will be executing with small lot, and by placing a stop loss of around 15 pips, I am willing to capture this move up. But now the issue becomes, we have created an a strong fake out in H4 time frame, and we are moving down, and I am buying at this level. So I don't think so it's gonna work out, but let's see what happens. I have executed based on the fact that we have broken above this H1 area, and it seems to me like a retest for prices to keep pushing up. But if it is a fake out, it will be very strong fake out. Reason being it is an H4 fake out, so it will not respect even these H4 H1 support area. So the H1 candle is moving down. If H1 candle closes with no wick at the low, there will be probability for prices to continue pushing up. Other than that, there is nothing in buys for now, but the situation can change quickly. Alright, H1 candle is about to close. I need to see if there is a wick to the downside. As there is no wick to the downside, but yeah, now this is my stop loss 1825. If we break below this area, I will be out. The only thing I was looking at, if the H1 candle closes with no wick at the bottom, there is no wick at the bottom, but there is a big fake out to the upside. So maybe we can push down. All right, At this point we have done fake out, we have moved down, and every ingredient for sell is now complete in here. Breakout cells, I have missed this initial cell. I executed buy trade against the fake out in H4 time frame, which I knew there is a very low probability of it working out, and that's why I lowered the lot size. And now I will be waiting in here, waiting for a little bit. But yeah, I was anticipating that. This is like 11 pips of move in 1 minute. That was pretty much expected. H4 candle has also closed bearish, but I will not execute sells. I am not executing a sell because we moved down a lot, and although there is probability that we can even continue pushing down, but I have seen that in a day where there is consolidation, if we move up and move back down, then the volume is usually not enough to break and continue pushing down all the way. Yeah, so my trade idea that was early execution of buys in here, I will give that trade a second chance in here. If we retest these lows, I will execute a trade. I have executed buy position in here because I believe that this is the stop loss hunting. I will give I will add position at 1825 area and keep stop loss 10 pips below this low, and I will call it a day at that point. I am planning to execute another buys if we move down somewhere in this area. So it is around 1 hour and 5 minutes in this live stream, and I have noticed that I after 40 minutes I enter into the flow state where I am concentrated in the market without putting a lot of effort. So I need to enter in that flow time whenever I flow zone, whenever I am in the trading markets. So so that is pretty good. I was able to retain my focus for longer period of time, but after only 1 hour and 5 minutes my focus and it feels like I am exhausting, which I never felt while trading on real markets. It means I usually don't enter in a flow state while trading live. And now tomorrow I will be doing the simulation at 10x speed, and I will continue doing so at 10x speed unless I feel like my execution is fast enough. Now the M30 candle is about to close, and in my opinion we have created a support, and in my opinion we have done a fake out at an important level, and we will retest these highs, and we can even continue pushing up till 1835 area, the area we previously anticipated with our buy trades. And now the issue becomes I didn't executed this trade with the full risk. I want I actually want to execute trade with full risk if we come in this area, which we didn't. So this trade idea was based on that H4 candle has closed with no wick at the bottom after doing a fake out, and the H1 candle created a lower wick in first 5 minutes. Alright, alright, I am planning to execute another buys. Yeah, now I am full risk onto this trade. This trade was I was able to add position based on M15 time frame, and based on higher time frame trend that we can push up. So the H4 candle closed with no wick at the bottom, and the next H4 candle created a wick below support at 1825 area. So at that point there, that was my chance that we can push up. So that's why I executed that trade. I read add back by my positions based on M15 time frame, that if two M15 candles are closing bullish and the next M15 candle is testing below the lows of M15 candle, that's where I executed this trade, and my stop loss is around 25 pips on these trades. And this is the last trade of my trading session, and I am planning to take profits at 1831 area. M5 candle has closed bearish, but I am not concerned about that, although we can push down, and I am okay with that. Because the trade was taken in M15 time frame, so it makes sense for me to hold these trades unless the 15 minutes are over, or unless it may hit my stop loss. So that is the whole area of concern. I usually trade breakouts, and if I look at, there wasn't any breakout today, and two fake outs worked today, and this is the third fake out. And alright, at this point M5 candle closed above an important zone. It makes sense for prices to keep moving in this zone, which is 17 pips away. At that zone I will close two position, put break even to the rest, and let it run. 1831.74, I will close two positions. And yeah, At this point, it feels like the target for this trade is already complete, and we may not push up to that area. So I will be so the high is created. If we retest this area, I will close one position and put my stop loss below this area, below these wicks in M5. But I need to wait. So the whole mistake I made here is that I got too happy once we moved up, and I didn't focus in the M1 time frame, which was telling me that maybe we can push down. But the whole idea becomes I was willing to close my trades in here, which is only 15 14 15 pips of profit. So actually this sell was way too difficult for me to anticipate. Now if I look at H1, the H1 candle did a fake out below important zone, the same as H4 area, and it has closed bullish, and in the next 5 minutes there is probability for prices to keep pushing up. But I will take something out at 1830 and put the rest to break even below, uh, and shift my stop loss below 1826. H1 candle closed bullish, and there was wholesale news which is probably out now, and we are moving down in first few minutes of new H1 candle, and the probability of it moving up is high, but I will just manage my stop loss and call it a day. If I look at today, as our scenarios are confirmed and I am not looking at anything new, it is 1 hour and 15 minutes of simulation session, and I made around 58 US dollars so far in closed PNL, and if we move somewhere in here, I will also close these trades. 54 US dollar, and I have treated this account as 300 US dollar account, so which is probably around uh, which is probably around 15-16% of account. There is lots and lots of consolidation, so we will stick to our plan. My stop loss is below these M15 lows. I believe that we are creating a lower wicks because this is the sort of price action which usually takes longer time to complete, but the whole issue is this wick. If this wick wasn't created, I was like 90% sure that we can push up, but this wick basically destroyed price action. But if I look at H1 time frame, there is still probability for prices to keep pushing up because H1 candle created a fake out and closed above an important zone, and I will be taking some take profits out at 1830. So if I look at M15 time frame, M15 candle closed up with a weak rejection, but there there is no range to the upside. So it usually concerns me, but we have broken above the M15 high, so there is no point for breaking this M15 low, and we should push up. Alright, at this point I am around 24 pips in profit. It is I am trading this not for profits, but I can see that looking at M1 time frame, we are consolidating and we may start to consolidate. So at this point I will take one position off, let the rest run, take another out at 1830 and another out at 1832, 1830, yeah, 1830, and the other position at 1832, and I will also put my stop loss at break even now, and at this point I am out. So the stats I am looking for it is out. I am able to focus for 40 minutes straight, and after that I enter flow state, the state in which I retain concentration and focus, and time just flies by. There is no uh, barrier for time. I don't know how the time passes flies, but in a blink of eye the time passes. So I enter in flow state after 40 minutes, which usually lasts for 30 minutes. 30 minutes of flow state. After that I am exhausted and I am looking to see how I can get away from this. So my whole duration of concentration is 1 hour 10 minutes for now. And if I look at I have done around 1 hour and 20 minutes of simulation, which is done at 5x speed at an amazing accuracy. And if now I look at my profits, I took around one trade. This was addition to the first trade, two trades, and it was these two were break even for the first two trades. Third trade was buy trade, but it was early, so I got stopped out, and the fourth trade gave my third trade a second chance. So I have taken four trades. The anticipation in four trades were right, but I got stopped out in third trade because of early execution and made around 25, 18, 20, 38. I made around 100 something pips, which is around 30 to 35% of my account, because I am treating it as a because I am treating it as a 300 US dollar account, and my stop losses in all three trades were not more than 20 pips. So I am risking around 20 US dollar, and I made in each trade, and I made around 100 US dollar on this day. So it was a pretty good day where I was able to retain my focus and concentration for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and also I was able to keep myself in line with the price action today. So it was amazing day, both in term of focus and price action. So the I will consider this as a successful simulation. Thanks for tuning in, and see you tomorrow.